my second question is about poverty. It says, do third world countries manifest their own poverty? Are they bound in a perpetual existence of disease, poverty, distress, to which they cannot, as a society, escape? And should we be concerned with their state of being? I continued on. Like you've stated, you may find wellness in any situation as an individual. So should we thus be concerned for their societies as a whole, or should we be concerned with our own realities and hope that the individual finds his way?
Well, there are a lot of people that don't like this answer, but this is the answer that we always give, and it's the thing that we most want you to understand. So let's say that you are across the world and you're focused upon such a society, or maybe a section of your own society in which people are suffering in some way. And as you give your attention to it, you feel terrible. Well, the reason you feel terrible is because you and others like you, and especially them, have created a vortex version of improvement that they have not yet quite figured out how to live. Because they are still of the world, they are all wrapped up in it, they are often so focused in their own plight that their own plight, what they are observing, is dictating their own energy flow. So they cannot get to their own solutions that they have already created vibrationally. So now, what part do you want to play? As you are a world citizen, someone who cares about all people, someone who wants to uplift, and you're looking at this situation, and your news medias make it easy for you to see intimately some of these things. As you are not involved in it personally, but still involved in it vibrationally because you are giving it your attention, now you can tell by the way you feel whether your attitude, your perspective, your opinion about this right now, this red hot minute, while you're watching and feeling, jives or harmonizes with the source within you. It's our promise to you that the source within you and the source within all of them is not focused upon their plight, because you can't get to where you want to be under those conditions. So when you feel negative emotion as a result of what you're observing, as you feel that worry or concern or fear or even guilt or blame, as you are focused upon their plight, you can tell, if you are wise enough to know what your guidance system is telling you, that you're not in sync with the solution, you are still in sync with the problem, and therefore you are of no value whatsoever. Now, there are many who say, well, Abraham, do you just want us to put our head in the sand? And we say, no, we want you to get your head out of the sand and in vibrational alignment with their solution or with any solution, and you find that by reaching for your own clarity and your own alignment and your own joy. Well, then some might say to you, well, how can you be joyful when they are suffering? And we say, you can't suffer enough to help somebody who's suffering be well. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people thrive. You cannot get sick enough to help sick people get well. Law of attraction is the opposite of that. You've got to, and maybe you might be the only one, and only one is enough, you might be the only one who's focused from this time-space reality upon their solution. And you can tell that you are focused upon their solution because you are feeling elation at the prospect of the recovery that they are finding, you see. And so you send a stream that might make it easier for them to find. There's just no other way around it. We're not saying don't go help. What we're saying is find alignment and then. Find alignment and then. Find alignment and then you'll be inspired. Find alignment and then you'll get an idea about an invention. Find alignment and then you'll be in the right place at the right time where you can offer some influence that could make a real difference to someone. But you cannot wallow in their discord and find any advantage for them. Jerry, when he was a teenager, was a lifeguard in New Orleans on Lake Pontchartrain. And his instructor said to him, Jerry, sometime you may be in a situation where you will have to let someone drown. And Jerry said, I could never do that. Could never do that. What's the point of being a lifeguard if you let someone drown? And the lifeguard instructor said to him, sometimes there will be someone in such a panic, they will overpower you. And if they drowned you, then they too will drown, and you will not be there for anyone else after that. And it's sort of like that. If you don't do what you can do to keep yourself in alignment, you have nothing of value to give anyone anyway, you see. And one who's connected to the stream and focused upon something is more powerful than millions who are not. You do not understand the power of your focus and the value of your sincere interest in what's going on with people. But you want to be sure that other than in the beginning, when you're first getting to know them and figuring out what it is that would be of value to them, you've got to focus upon the solution, not the problem, because the vibration of the solution and the vibration of the problem are worlds apart, and the vibration of the solution is where your inner being is. And if you don't focus upon the solution with your inner being, then when you focus, you've got puny, paltry, little offering of vibration. You don't help at all. And then you go and you suffer and you sacrifice and you muck around in the mud with them, and sometimes you feel more virtuous for doing it, but nothing good ever comes from that. Get in your power and then use your power.